Hello everyone and welcome back to DigitFox Tech World. In this second video, we are moving from theory to practice with a Google Colab demonstration of Word Embeddings and Word2Vec. If you haven't watched the first video yet, I strongly recommend starting there. In that video, I introduce vector databases for generative AI, together with concepts such as vectors, vector dimensions, embeddings, data ingestion, and vector search, using a completely interactive website instead of a traditional PowerPoint presentation. This time, we are going to put some of those concepts into practice using Google Colab. And just to be clear, this is not a Python programming tutorial. The Colab notebook is already prepared and organized, so we can go through it section by section, following the table of contents, and focus on understanding what is happening and interpreting the results. We'll explore word embeddings and Word2Vec and see how words can be represented mathematically as vectors and how relationships between words can emerge from those representations. The notebook will be made available through my GitHub account, but initially it will be available upon request. So if you find the content useful, please like, share, and subscribe to DigitFox Tech World. And if you have suggestions, ideas, or recommendations for improving these videos or future projects, leave a comment below. Your feedback is always welcome. Alright. Let's open Google Colab and start exploring word embeddings and Word2Vec. So we are already connected to the cloud, and I see everything is set. So we can start now running the first section, which is dependency GenSim NumPy. So installing the core libraries. Excellent. So we have run now the dependency GenSim and NumPy. This is a critical step that we had to follow because it takes quite a long time to install this dependency. So we can move now further to packages. Very well. Then import Word2Vec embeddings, and this is gonna take also some time. So let's see what happens. So we are loading a pre-trained Word2Vec model. As you can see, is a large file containing millions of word vectors already trained on a massive text corpus, and is obviously taking its time. So we are almost there. Hopefully very close to 100%. Download. Alright, so 100% downloaded. Excellent. We can move now to the fourth section, word vector size. So we inspect the dimensionality of the vectors in the loaded model. Each word is represented by a fixed length array, commonly 100, 200, 300 numbers, where each dimension encodes a latent aspect of meaning. So let's run it. Word vector assignment. So we retrieve the embedding vector for a specific word and print it out. This makes the abstract concept concrete. A single word becomes a list of floating point numbers that the model uses to understand its meaning. Here we go. Wow, there's many vectors. Get similar words. We rerun this. So using cosine similarity, the model finds the words whose vectors are closest to a given word. This demonstrates that semantic similarity is captured geometrically. Similar words live near each other in vector space. 7. String list. We define a curated list of words, for example, cities, countries, or thematic terms, that we will use throughout the visualization sections of the notebook. Random words. We sample a set of random words from the model vocabulary. This adds variety and shows that the geometric structure of the embedding space holds across arbitrary vocabulary, not just hand-picked examples. Here are the words. Unbelievable. Wow. Unbelievable. So let's move now to reproducibility seed. We set a random seed to ensure that every run of the notebook produces the same results. This is a standard practice in data science to make experiments reproducible and shareable. 10. Print random words. We display the selected random words in the output, a simple confirmation step before we start working with their embeddings. Okay. Random words embeddings. We retrieve the embedding vectors for all the randomly selected words and store them in a matrix. This is the raw numerical data we will feed into the dimensionality reduction steps. 12. 2D TSNE representation. Show the representation. High dimensional vectors cannot be plotted directly. TSNE, distributed stochastic neighbor embedding, compresses the vectors down to 2 dimensions while preserving relative distances, making visualization possible. And I would like to read this just also to share, because also I'm still also learning these new themes, and I retrieved this information also from AI, which explained clearly what is going on here. So the problem, each word in Word2Vec is a vector with 300 numbers dimensions. So we can't plot something with 300 dimension on a screen, so we can only see it on 2D X and Y. And I recall what we have seen in the first video on the interactive website, vector dimensions and vector search. So in the Python code, PCA, Principal Component Analysis, squishes those 300 numbers down to just 2, while trying to preserve as much of the spread and relationships between words as possible. Words that were close together in the original 300D space should still end up roughly close together in the 2D version. So by applying PCA, principal component analysis, we compressed those 300 numbers dimensions. Okay, in lines visualizations, we draw connecting lines between related word vectors in the 2D space. This helps illustrate directional relationships. For example, that the vector from man to woman is geometrically parallel to king to queen. Yeah. We have a cities instead as an example. So apply PCA, principal component analysis, again, 15 matplotlib visualization. We plot the 2D reduce word vectors using matplotlib. Each word appears as label point in the scatter plot, and the spatial arrangement reveals clusters of semantically related words. Add CD vectors. We had a specific set of CD names to the plot. Cities from the same region or continent clustered together, providing an intuitive and visually clear example of how geography is encoded in language embeddings. So cities from the same region or continent clustered together. 17 add words labels. We annotate each point on the plot with its corresponding word. Without labels, the chart is just dots. With them, patterns and clusters immediately become interpretable. And 18, last but not least, in algebraic operations, we perform the classic vector arithmetic king minus man plus woman, but in this case we have regions and cities. This section demonstrates that Word2Vec encodes not just similarity, but relational analogies. The geometry of the vector space reflects real-world semantic structure. And it's also here explained.